Basically, items inside of the consent could all be approved in one motion. They don't have to come up and talk. So, it is what it is. But really, truthfully, since Dan has come on, I'm not saying it's Dan, but our agendas have gotten long. Like 30 items is a lot. Very rarely do we ever have the hey, you only got. Well, it's still just purchases. So there's still any zonings or annexations. I'm talking about consent. The gentleman that used to sit right there where that Kerry Rolf guy sits, he was adamantly opposed. I mean, like, and really I think that's sort of where Matt gets his angst with it. But I've seen other cities, like, I don't know about the county, but basically you just have, of the 26 items, 15 of them could be consent agenda. And then if you want to pull one out, like, hey, I really want to talk about the development. And where I think it's good. I don't know if you finished one. It gives
I got your name where I need it.
Concerned citizens to come up and speak, or more time for us to dig in on their more important items.
How you doing? See you also. How you doing?
Yeah.
They moved back to the last time.
I think we should have a big screen right down here at Friendship Plaza, and our city council meetings are live.
Should we let Randy go or should we make him stay?
Stay. Hey,
Don't ask me.
I mean, do I get a vote?
That's a fine mom is my boss and that's my boss.
I'm glad you're an assistant on the animal control. Animal out of control board.
Yes.
Well, it takes,
Yes, he's
you
our
know,
officer.
it takes some experience.
It
And
does.
I've got the experience.
I know the difference between a mean dog and a vicious dog. I got 3 mean dogs. I don't have any vicious dogs.
I did.
But I got my co-pilot.
Maybe there's
The keys to Mela Feet. Well, this is it.
Ah, here they are.
What was the world coming to? It's
But he was rushing to get it.
these things just break my heart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just her. Yeah. It's obvious you want the chain.
I'm hungry. Yeah. Look.
Exactly.
That's the Christ-like thing to do. Good evening. I'll call this meeting of the Cartersville City Council to order. Sorry, Dan. If you'll please stand for our invocation and pledge.
Turn the air down for you. He's your hero. You're comfortable, Chase.
All right, join me as we pray. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to come and do the business of the city. Thank you for those who have come. Thank you for the staff who have put their time and talents into the agenda and in operating the city. We ask that you would go before us and that you would give comfort and grace where it is needed, that you would give us wisdom as we make decisions. And we'll give you the praise and glory for what is done. It's in your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Drake, the roll, please.
Harry Hodge, Ward 1. Here. Jay Stepp, Ward 2.
Here.
Gary Ross, Ward 3.
Here.
Calvin Cooley, Ward 4.
Here.
Gary Fox, Ward 5.
Here.
Alyssa Cordell, Ward 6.
Thank you, Julia. If you would take just a moment to make sure that your microphones are on for the clerk to gather those, I'm sure, highly intelligent conversations and comments we'll make throughout the course of the evening. First order of business is to approve the council meeting minutes from February the 5th. And council, you've had these well in advance, had opportunity to review the minutes, and now would be a opportunity to make any edits or corrections to those, and if there are none, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. And those minutes are approved. We have a couple of first readings tonight. Mr. Menino, if you'll get us started with SU 26-01.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This case and the following case are directly related. With that, these properties have been properly posted and advertised. There appears to be no conflicts of interest. The existing Pugmire Ford dealership is looking to expand. They need some additional service and parking area. With that, they're looking at the 2 properties across the street, 333 North Tennessee and 327 North Tennessee. With that, our ordinance does allow for expansion of a legal non-conforming use because the car dealership is not allowed in the MU, but they are allowed if they go through this process, through the public hearing process. With that, they also did that back in 2016 when they expanded their showroom and additionally expanded their service area. With that, Planning Commission did recommend approval of their expansion across the street.
Okay, thank you. Questions for Randy at this time? Thank you, sir. And I will open up a public hearing for SU 26-01. Ask anyone, is the applicant here? Okay, I'm sorry, thank you, sir. Yeah, we'll open up the public hearing and the applicant gets the opportunity to speak first. So anybody that does speak tonight, if you would please, your name and your address so that our clerk can properly add that in the minutes. There was also a sign-up sheet outside that hopefully you signed up on. If you didn't, you can make sure those collected out there as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Austin Pugmire. I own Pugmire Ford, Cartersville. and we have applied for special use variance for 2 properties, 327 North Tennessee and 333, 2 adjacent properties totaling about 1 3/4 acres. We are in desperate need of expanding our service business. Our service business has been at full capacity for a period of time now, going on 3 to 5 years, I'd say. I'm trying to figure out a way to accommodate the service expansion on the existing property that we have. There's really no way to do it due to floodplains, and there's a creek underneath us over there at 328 that's piped under the parking lot, which renders a pretty significant floodplain. So had no choice but to get out and start dialing for dollars and cold calling neighboring landowners and try to acquire some more property. And these 2 properties here that I've been very fortunate for a number of months now to try to piece this deal together are going to enable us to significantly expand our service business the way we need it. We've got to add about 12 more service bays. Our service demand is through the roof, and we've been at capacity a while, and we just really got to expand the shop. We've got an opportunity to double our service business, and we're in desperate need. So these 2 properties will work great. In fact, 327 used to be Ernest Cochran's. That used to be the City Motors Ford store a while ago. So it actually inside that property now, that building that is now locally known as the New Urban Market, I believe. Enclosed inside those walls is an old car dealership, and there's a decent sized service department that's already in there we'll be able to utilize, but we're going to have to do some tear down, remove some rooftop, and pop up some more walls to on a very similar, if not the same footprint, to capacitate a little bit more capacity as well. So,
Okay. Thank you.
that's it.
Anybody got any questions for Mr. Pugmire? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to step forward and speak on SU 26-01 may do so at this time. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing for SU 26-01, and we'll go through this process again before council gives consideration. That'll happen at our March 5th meeting. And Mr. Menino, if you'll go, I'm sorry, you look like I left something out as usual. Go ahead.
No, I was going to forward all our comments from the previous case onto this one. It's just the adjacent property.
Okay.
They were looking at 2 properties.
Thank you. This is SU 26-02, and as Mr. Menino just mentioned, it's the same application verbatim, with the exception it's just a different parcel. I'll open up a public hearing for SU 26-02. Mr. Pugmire, I'm assuming the comments you made in the previous public hearing you'd like carried to this one?
Mostly. So the 333 property, which is 0.9 acres, has 3 buildings on it now. 1 or 2 of those buildings at some point will be renovated and utilized for other services that we offer in our company. But more particularly, that property is going to serve as a nice additional parking space for us to capacitate the incremental service business that we'll be putting into that new building there to prevent having to bring so many vehicles across the street. Plus, we're short on parking anyway, so
Okay.
be kind of a mixed bag of our use there.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions?
You're planning to renovate all these buildings, or you have to bring them up to a certain standard for Ford or for your dealership to match them across the street, or are you planning to do that?
Yes, sir. Ford will definitely have a say-so in what we do. Unfortunately, they will, but that's just part of it. They make it much more expensive.
They'll spare
But
no,
yeah,
they'll spare no expense with your money, right?
They like to direct us, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll continue on with SU 26-02. Ask anybody wishing to step forward to speak for or against to do so at this time.
So my name is Derek Jacobs. I actually own a business that resides at 331 North Tennessee Street right there. which is on the same parcel as 333. As Mr. Pugmire mentioned, he's been working on a deal for a few months now. Unfortunately for me, being in that building, I found out about this 3 weeks ago. So myself as a small business owner, the gentleman that is at actually 333 North Tennessee Street, he is also a small business owner, and so we have both found out about this about the same time. Not his fault, obviously. We have a landlord that just did not let us know that this was happening. So we are on a very short time frame now on trying to find a new place to go. Unfortunately, that's not been an easy process, so it looks like we will be probably having to relocate our small businesses that we both have outside the city limits. You know, we've done work actually for quite a few people sitting on the council now. And so relocating, taking two local small businesses that have been here for many, many years as well, and relocating outside the city possibly to be able to even sustain business. There's a good possibility that may not even be possible to do as well. So I just want to make the case that allowing them to expand is nice, but at the risk of losing small local businesses that are already located at those two properties.
Thank you, sir.
So,
any questions? Thank you.
Sure.
Continuing on to the public hearing for SU 26-02, asking anybody wishing to step forward to speak for or against to do so at this time. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing for SU 26-02, and once again, we'll have a public hearing on March the 5th, and then council will take it up for consideration. Ms. Reed, you have the next item or two, I do believe. Yeah, got a couple of them. Good evening to you.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor. So for the next item, my Downtown Development Authority Board would like to recommend the reappointment of Rachel Castillo and Alan Sanders to serve another term on the board.
Any discussion? And if not, Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, please.
And we have for your review the contract for Inspire Placemaking Collective to move forward with the complete downtown streetscape plan. We do have Eric Bredfeld here from Inspire. If you have any questions for him, the cost of that contract is $132,200.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion?
Is this just the lower square there in front of?
It's for the entire downtown district, but we are going to focus, because of the planter issues, with a lot of conceptual designs on Wall Street particularly.
But it'll be the whole.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions or discussion?
When do you plan to start?
Immediately.
I know the time, I have this calendar here, but that'll start.
Immediately, as soon as we have clearance from y'all, we will begin this process.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion? If there are none, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lily. While Freddie's making his way up, I'll ask council to please add 5 items to the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
5 items added. Good evening, Mr. Morgan.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. We're requesting approval to move forward with the low-income heat assistance program provided through the state of Georgia. Talatuna administers it locally. We're requesting your approval to allow Mayor Matt Santini to sign the DocuSign with the state of Georgia.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
you, sir. Chief Champion, you got the next couple, please, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This item is a request for your approval as well as the mayor's signature on an affiliate agreement between the Cartersville Fire Department, the City of Cartersville, and Atrium Health Floyd EMS. This is to align us with the state of Georgia requirements for a EMT program that will allow our students to ride along with their EMS units as well as their urgent care facilities to require the training needed to state certify and complete those national registry requirements. There's also some of these requirements are certain hours and contacts for patients. So this will help us maintain that internally and allow us to have our own program here at Cartersville.
Thank you. And I appreciate all the work that's gone into this, and happy that we're moving forward this and y'all are taking that extra step for our community. Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next item, please, Chief.
This following agreement is the same agreement, but between Cartersville and Piedmont to allow us to have ER, OB, and cardiac same requirements in the hospital setting to meet those state required hours as well.
Thank you. Any discussion? Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Lovell.
Mayor, this is a standard certification of dedication and maintenance agreement for water facilities for the new Wellstar facility. It is recommended by staff for your approval.
Questions, comments, or motions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Forsyth.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mayor and Council. The first item is the Pioneer Trail Water Main Project closeout. We have finished that project 2 months ahead of time, I might add, with a credit to the project of $115,853 below the contract price. We added 8,000 feet, or replaced 8,000 feet of small diameter line and added 17 new fire hydrants to that area, and that's Pioneer Trail, Crestwood Drive, the old Bel Air subdivision, that area there. Request your approval to close that project out.
Thank you. Congratulations on checking it off. Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, please.
Yes, sir. The next item is to clear trees around 2 of our water storage reservoirs on Tank Hill Drive. That's the one to the right. And then Morningside Drive is the one to the left. And I don't know if you can't really see the fenced area there, but trees are all inside the fenced area there, and it's getting on our tanks and they're becoming difficult to maintain. We received quotes for that work. The low bid was $14,100 from Hickory Ridge Land Management, LLC. Request your approval for this project.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, please.
Yes, sir. This is scum pumps at the wastewater plant on our number 3 clarifier. Those are severe duty pumps and they will have to be rebuilt. Any pump you put in there is going to have to be rebuilt after about 5 years, and that's about the age of those pumps. We have a quote from Timsco to rebuild it for $7,616.53.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions or discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Sidney. Mr. Chief Cloninger. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We're seeking approval to renew our contract with Flock Safety for 15 license plate readers stationed throughout the city, and also to give us access to the nationwide Flock camera system. This new contract basically unifies our billing cycle into once instead of twice a year, and it comes at it's a 3-year contract, comes at a cost of $153,750, but we'll pay it annually, broken down to $51,250 a year.
Thank you. And these are stationary versus on the vehicles,
We have
correct?
13 that are stationary on basically all the main thoroughfares, and then we have 2 that we have on trailers that we can put in problem areas.
Thank you. Any other questions for Chief on this? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you,
Thank
Chief.
you.
Mr. Pabst.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Parks and Recreation is requesting approval to purchase a standard 4x2 utility vehicle. 4 quotes were sought, with AgPro of Cartersville providing the lowest quote at $10,500. This unit will be equipped with turf tires and will be used specifically for maintenance of the new turf softball fields at Dillinger Park. This is a budgeted item, and staff requests approval, or recommends, excuse me.
Thank you for that. Do they have those in stock? Will that be just like an almost immediate turnaround time?
Yes, sir.
Good, thank you. Any other questions? Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Landscape power rake.
All right, Parks and Rec is requesting approval to purchase a 7-foot New Holland power rake. Staff received 3 quotes for this equipment, with AgPro of Cartersville once again submitting the lowest quote in the amount of $9,750. The unit will serve multiple functions for the maintenance department, including leveling gravel parking lots, soil for various parks and facility projects, grading that, and maintaining our existing trails around our park system. This item is a budgeted item, and staff recommends approval.
And Mayor, this is the one that has to be subject to city manager, city attorney for final approval of this agreement.
Thank you for pointing that out. Mr. Porta, any questions or comments? If a motion is made, it should include that verbiage.
Make a motion to approve the purchase, subject to city attorney and city manager review of the contract.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. One of those added items was yours, Mr. Pabst. I'll let you go ahead and handle that regarding a water heater replacement at Dellinger Park.
All right, so Dellinger Park had a water heater go out at our concession stand building. So we have reached out to Chastain Plumbing, Heating and Cooling for an emergency repair of this hot water heater. Our water for those bathrooms will remain off until it is finished being repaired. And so the quote for this is $8,500, and we're recommending approval.
Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. And then you've got one last item.
Yes, sir. Requesting approval for proposal to resurface the pool deck at the Senior Aquatic Center. We received 3 quotes, with Created LLC providing the best quote at $17,950. It's been quite a while since the last resurfacing, and this new surface will provide better grip, especially in a wet environment, and we were tackling this before it becomes a safety hazard.
Thank you for that. Any other questions for Eric? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Porta.
Yes, sir, this is with the recreational center, new playground equipment installation with Compan, that's who Mayor and Council approved recently for purchase equipment. We're going to take over the installation. We'll let Compan do the installation versus the Reed Jones contractor, subcontractor. Cost is $47,994.11, and recommended for your approval.
Thank you for that. Any questions for Dan on this? If there's none, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Morgan, welcome back.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, we're requesting approval to pay a Telnet invoice in the amount of $33,930. It is for 8 locks and the installation of those locks on the doors at the train depot. We request your approval to pay that with TPD funds.
Thank you. Any discussion on this?
Let's make it easier to lock and unlock those.
It's for the building. It's not the restroom. The restrooms are still the manual locks.
Okay.
Yes, sir. This is the interior and then what we did inside. Yes, sir.
Thanks for the clarification.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Mr. Story, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The Electric Department is requesting approval to pay invoices for overhead wire that was purchased to have on hand prior to the potential January ice storm. We recommend approval to pay these Irby utility invoices in the amount of $46,501.60.
Thank you. Any questions on this item? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Item carries unanimously. Next item, please, Tim.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, the Electric Department is requesting approval pending final review and acceptance of revised terms and conditions to purchase a new bull wheel tensioner. This is a wire pulling machine that we use to replace our existing 1993 tensioner. We received a total of 3 quotes and deemed the offer from Sherman Riley to be the best based upon price. We request authorization to purchase the unit from Sherman Riley Incorporated for a total of $80,000. This is a budgeted expense.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Make a motion for the purchase of the tensioner subject to the contract being reviewed by the attorney and city manager.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. And then we've got a first reading of an ordinance that you're going to carry for us, please, sir.
Mayor, this ordinance amends Section 24-418 of the City of Cartersville Code of Ordinance to establish a limited-term electric expansion incentive for qualifying XXLP-1 customers. The incentive applies to customers adding at least 5 megawatts of new load during calendar year 2026 and provides a 30% discount on base electric rates for a separately metered expansion for up to 60 billing cycles. All other provisions remain unchanged. This amendment is recommended for approval by the Electric Department and the legal team.
Thank you. Questions on this item? And thank you. We'll have a second reading of this ordinance at our March 5th meeting. Thank you. And take it for consideration. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is an appeal to the Alcohol Control Board decision. I am moving that to the tail end of the agenda, so we're going to move on to item number 23 on the agenda, Mr. Lovell, which is a resolution regarding East Blost.
Yes, Mayor. As y'all are aware, the City of Cartersville school system had an East Blost election this year in November that was approved by the voters. As part of that, they reserved the right to do a bond issue for financing those projects. They have not made a decision formally yet whether to do that or not, but to preserve that right, the mayor and council has to approve this recommended resolution, which would allow them to preserve their right to do a bond validation proceeding if they wanted to at a later date. It is recommended by staff for your approval and also the school board.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? If there's not, a motion is in order.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Porter, you've got the next couple, please.
Yes, Mayor. The first one's a resolution and a letter of assurance for basically CDS or congressional direct spending funding with airport improvements to Representative Loudermilk. The next one is to Senator Warnock, both resolutions. What we're seeking is to request funding from each of those, senator and their representative. Looking at a $4.1 million project at the airport, the city and the county will each contribute $1 million to that project, and we're requesting $2.1 million to change to each of those of our representative leaders, and asking the mayor and council to approve each of these resolutions.
Thank you. Can we handle both those resolutions with one motion?
You could.
Okay. Well, Chair will entertain a motion for both resolutions.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously on that. Now to the added items. Mr. Lovell, why don't we do y'all's, and then Diana's just got to come up here once.
Okay.
It's a bid rejection.
Yes.
It's number 3 on
the as y'all may recall, we solicited bids for the Walnut Grove Trail project. Staff did review that, and is talking with the consultants. They realized the rerouting of the trail would basically not happen with all the studies and everything that needed to be done until we actually were finished with the project and ready to reopen the old trail. So they basically are recommending that we cancel this project and notify all bidders that all bids have been rejected.
Okay.
It is recommended by staff for your approval.
Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you for that. And Mr. Porter, you've got those items 4 and 5 that were added,
Yes,
please.
so there's again 2 resolutions, one to Senator Warnock, one to Senator Ossoff. We're going to request the same similar funding for the airport, but this one's for the Tennessee Street roundabout. Request Mayor and Council approval of these 2 resolutions.
Thank you. And we'll handle both of those with one motion. So Chair will entertain a motion regarding the approval of both resolutions Mr. Porter just outlined.
Motion to approve the resolutions.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Ms. DeSanto, if you'll get us started with the resolution for the Georgia Fund 1.
I will. This is a resolution to add a Georgia Fund 1 Prime account. This resolution and disclosure statement from Georgia Fund 1 Prime, we are requesting this additional account in order to maximize our interest earnings potential from the Series 2026 water and sewer bond issue that closed this week. This resolution provides for the mayor and city clerk to execute the required documents. This resolution also adds 4 authorized representatives of the participant for the city, and I recommend approval of this amended resolution.
Thank you. Will you tell everybody why we're doing this?
Again, Mayor and Council, I appreciate Diane looking into this. Basically, that $250 million, we're looking at about a 0.5% or 50 basis points bond interest earnings that we could get. Diane's calculated about, on reserve tonight, about $750,000 more in interest to be saved our ratepayers. This is the one step into that. You'll have probably a future resolution to move those funds from U.S. Bank, but I appreciate the mayor and council to approve this resolution tonight to open up this Georgia Fund 1 Prime account. And we potentially could get higher interest rate using the Prime account versus just the standard Georgia Fund 1 account.
Okay, thank you. Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. And now for the December financial report.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. Again, we're just going to share some highlights from the December 2025 financial report. Total revenues for all funds through December 31st are $111,010,862, while all expenses for all funds through the same period are $122,766,778. This difference, revenues less expenses, equates to a total year-to-date net loss of $11,755,916. Our total unrestricted cash position across all funds as of December 31st is $122,257,804. A few highlights include for the general fund an operating net loss of $2.5 million. This is primarily due to the $13.8 million in capital expenditures we've had this year, which includes the purchase of 3 fire trucks, as well as ongoing construction at the new recreation center on Tennessee Street, construction at Matthew Hill Park, and the engineering and design of the new city hall and police firing range. Property taxes were due in December, and we've currently received over 83% of budgeted amounts. Other revenues that are currently exceeding budget projections for the year are our insurance premium tax, franchise fees, building permits, fines and forfeitures, and recreational fees. The water fund is also currently operating at a net loss, and this is due to capital expenditures for the fiscal year totaling $13.6 million for our water treatment plant expansion, as well as an additional $9.4 million for our wastewater expansion and design projects. All other enterprise funds, including gas, electric, stormwater, solid waste, and fiber funds, are operating at a net profit with healthy cash reserve balances.
Thank you.
Just again, there, this council with 6 months of the fiscal year doing very well, and as Diana alluded to with the water and sewer, again, we've been watching that. Sydney, Diana, and I've been talking about this for the past 15 months to make sure the revenues are there, even with 20-something million expenses that we already expended out of reserves. We're still, only 17 million in the hole. So technically, you can see where our revenue streams actually picked up some of those costs. Some of the capital costs. So again, thank you for Diane and her team for the job they do.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
questions from council about the finance report? Thank you. All right, now we'll circle back to the appeal of the Alcohol Control Board. This is relative to the Citgo Easy Trip number 3. Mr. Lovell, if you'll tell us what we're going to do moving forward.
Well, sir, if you would come to the podium.
Mr. Mayor, council member, good evening.
I will explain the procedure to everybody of what we're going to do tonight, and let them know what all evidence is available, and then anybody can look at that. We do have the videos. I believe the officers are present as well. If the board does wish to call them, or you wish to call them up and ask them any questions regarding this matter, you may do so as well. The basic procedure that we will be following tonight is that I will basically read into the record a summary of what happened with this establishment before the Alcohol Control Board. Then I will inform you of the evidence that has been submitted as part of your package. It's about 80 pages, I guess. And there's also a video that is available of the sale if the mayor and council does wish to watch that video. Then I will inform you of the what your decision-making powers are relative to this. At that point, I will then swear in you and any witnesses you may have on your behalf, and let you make whatever presentation you want. The mayor and council will have the right to ask you questions about anything, and then if the mayor and council wishes to call up any of the officers involved, or see the video, or review any of the other documentary evidence, just ask and we will present that, though it is all part of your package except for the video itself. Okay. Basically, the city of Cartersville conducted a sting operation, as I refer to it, back in November of 2025. Of our roughly 83 establishments licensed for alcohol in the city, 14 failed and did sell alcohol to a minor. Of those 14, all were given notice of the hearing as required under the ordinances. We did allow for establishments that were first violations. We gave them an opportunity to plead nolo to the charge and have a fine of $1,000 and 3 years probation taken care of. Several establishments did take advantage of that. For those that were second violations or establishments that were first violations that did not choose, they did then have a hearing. Their results of their hearings are contained in your package on, I believe it's, let me see if I can find it, on one of the pages in there. I'll find it later and let you know if any of y'all are interested in that. This particular establishment, which was Sitco number 3, their owner or license holder did not show up at the meeting. The Alcohol Control Board then reviewed all the evidence of the violation and then decided to make a recommendation as to the punishment that was to be imposed. That punishment was, there were 2 code violations. So on each code violation, the Alcohol Control Board imposed a penalty of $1,000 fine and 3 years probation. So that would be a total of $2,000 fine and 6 years probation, because they chose for the probation not to run concurrently. It's to run consecutively. After that hearing, the license holder, Mr. Chisty? Yes. Mr. Chisty did show up at the city clerk's office and inform us he wanted to file an appeal. We immediately began processing that. We were going to have the hearing a little earlier than now, but he did request a continuance because he had a previous trip scheduled out of town, which we accommodated for him. In your package, besides the code section, the notice letters, the actual ordinance itself, and the citations and disposition by the city court of the individual that sold, who that individual did plead nolo and was imposed a fine of $1,430, which is a standard fine for selling to a minor. And you also have in your package where Mr. Chisty did have a previous violation in 2021 at another establishment that he owned, but he is not on probation on that, so that does not count in the tiered approach for the Alcohol Control Board to make a decision with respect to what penalties to impose. I've informed you of what the penalties that were imposed are. This council, after Mr. Chisty presents any evidence and any evidence that you wish to review from any of the other folks present, does have the right to uphold the decision of the Alcohol Control Board. They do have the right to overturn their decision or modify it in any way. They also do have the right to impose stricter penalties if they wish, which could include revocation and or suspension. The fines cannot be increased as the fines were imposed at the maximum level allowed by law. Okay. Do you have any questions about what I've said, sir? Thank you. If you would, please raise your right hand. You do swear or affirm any statement or testimony that you're about to make in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth,
yes,
and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Okay.
If you would officially state your name for the record.
Mohammed Chishti.
Okay, and give us your address or your business address.
1204 West Avenue, Cartersville, Georgia.
Thank you. Do you have any witnesses that you wish to call on your behalf?
No.
Okay. Do you wish to hear from the police officer or view the video before you
No.
make your presentation? Okay. Then I will turn it over to you to make your presentation. And remember, the mayor and council afterwards reserve the right to ask you any questions.
Mr. Mayor, that's the first time that ever happened with this establishment. I've been here 8 years. And the girl who accidentally sold it to minor happened to have her 1-year-old child with her at that point. And that's what distracted her, and she made a mistake. I let her go, and because of that, I was really short-handed with the staff. I wasn't able to make it last time. So I'm here to just request if you can reduce my fine and probation period. That's all. Thank you.
Is it against your company policy to have a 1-year-old
No.
sitting in that environment? It's not against your
No,
policy?
We did not know, and when I watched the video, find out she was, she brought her 1-year-old with her. And she was sitting on a chair using a phone. Kid was right there too. And that's when that happened.
So who's the store manager?
I manage the store myself.
So you're responsible for the people that work in that establishment, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to see the video, please.
Ava, you got that? Yes, sir. Okay, if you would, put that up. Officer, if you could approach the video in case they have any questions regarding it. You know, this is a video that was taken by the sting operators. And officer, if you would, just please raise your right hand real quick. You do swear or affirm testimony or statement you're about to make in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir, I do.
And do state your name and address for the record.
Officer Spencer Miller.
Okay. City of Cartersville Police Department, what is it, 195 Cassville? Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, go ahead, Ava. Play the video, and officer, just make any statements you need to about what we're observing.
So at this point, this is a confidential informant with a recording device sent in that's audio and video recording. And she was sent in to attempt to purchase alcohol, which she was successful in doing so. And you will see in just a second where she obtains an alcoholic beverage, approaches the counter, and then purchases the beverage without being identified.
Could you turn that volume up, Ava, so they can hear that? And officer, was that her handing the money?
Yes,
for this transaction?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's the first time that happened to that.
Is there any way to get a receipt? Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
And you can stop it there. Officer, if you would go to by the podium. Officer, the CI was under 21 at the time this happened?
Yes, sir.
And it was a female, I believe?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And y'all did observe transaction through the camera, and y'all were in general proximity to this while it was going on?
Yes, sir, we did.
Okay, thank you. Sir, do you have any questions of the officer after seeing the video and hearing the statements he's made?
When I met the officer a few days later, I was shocked. I was really surprised. Because whenever we do transactions, the window pops up, ask for ID, we even scan license. Then I let you go, but she overwrites it, which you can overwrite it. I don't know, it's just the first time that happened in that particular location. And she did sell it. I mean, there's no excuse. She didn't ask for ID and she did sell it.
Basically what you're saying is you provide your employee with a cash register that requires them to actually physically scan the ID to make sure they're legal.
Exactly.
But an employee does have the ability to override that for whatever reason.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. Mayor and council, at this time, if any of you have any questions of the officer, please do. If not, then the officer will have a seat and we'll let y'all continue to ask Mr. Chisty questions. Okay.
Thank you.
Officer, please have a seat. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So we see that part of the infraction. I guess I'd like to know what happened after that. Did you get a letter of certified mail from the city?
I got actually an officer came to me, we met, I gave him that employee's ID, and I got a letter from a city as well.
Okay, and that letter told you to appear before the Alcohol Control Board, did it not?
Exactly.
What action did you take after you got that letter?
I was shocked, but I already knew because officer told me that.
We've
happened.
established that you're shocked. On the morning of the alcohol, did you ever reach out to the city? Did you show up to the Alcohol Control Board hearing that you were mandated to in that certified letter that you received?
That's my fault. And that day when I was supposed to come in, I was shorthanded. I had nobody at the work, so I was working, and I did forget about that.
You
Totally my fault.
forgot about it, or you didn't know it was on the calendar, or you just chose not to come?
No, I did not choose not to come. I knew I was supposed to come in because I've been here before too. That back in 2001, that happened with the other location.
And when this happened in 2001 with the other location, you were
I was
notified by the city in the same manner, right? Did you
Exactly.
show up for your hearing
Exactly.
in
I was here.
2021?
I was here. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was here. Yep. This
Okay.
time it's just totally, I was at the register working, and I just completely missed it. That's my fault. No excuse. That's completely my fault.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to come in here personally and apologize. Hey, I'm not that kind who don't show up. That was completely my
Well, we've
mistake.
established that you are because you didn't.
Like I said, I was at the register working, and it's just completely my fault.
I have a question. When the clerk overrides a license, you have a way of checking that?
Sorry?
When the clerk overrides an ID check, an ID identification, do you have a way of checking?
No.
Oh, you don't?
It just window comes in, you either type in or you can scan the ID, and it should tell you that this person is legal age, but she just overrides it, cancel it, and then sell it.
So you can do it
And
again
I
and again?
don't know, there is no way I can find out that, unless I go through every single transaction.
Can you set your system not to allow it to be overridden?
So it's through a Citgo company, SAY Petroleum. It's like nothing which is mine, but I can go and check with them if there is anything like that, because the latest they come out with where you scan behind the ID, and if person is over 21 and opens up, and I can sure check with the Citgo and see if there's anything like that, that it just freezes until you scan it.
But I think in this case, she didn't even check the ID.
No, she did not even ask for
She
ID.
didn't even ask.
She did not even ask for ID.
But I think to Councilman Cooley, this is a simple snapshot of your business. Like, this is like one episode, right? One snapshot. And then if you could just override it multiple times, we could be selling to underage.
Everybody,
multiple times,
well,
right?
everybody checks it. We send a message in a group message that everybody checks it. She just happened to did not even ask or check. Checking is a faraway thing. She did not even ask for ID. Because every year we get a letter from city that we did a sting operation and you guys passed. So that's the first time that ever happened. So that really shocked me because that's the first
Again,
thing.
that's a snapshot, very limited time. Whether you pass this thing or you fail this thing, it's a snapshot, right? So it's a serious issue when you have that snapshot. And to Councilman Cooley's point, you can override multiple times, and this can continue to happen, especially if we find an establishment that people know, oh, well, they don't check ID. We can go there, and that can take place.
Normally, we are really strict about it. Really, really strict about ID. I mean, just today, we had one guy trying to show us a picture, and we can see he forged the 2004 to 2008. And since then, we are even extra stricter on IDs. Simply, it's like my answer is no ID, no sale.
But even with that, they should be looking at the picture to the person in
Right,
front of them,
physical
because I
action.
can take my ID or somebody get my ID and purchase alcohol and they're 18 years
Yeah,
old.
they matched the picture too.
And council, I would simply say this: we've looked at the store clerk. that was either improperly trained or improperly managed, and that's fine. She's gone before the city court, she's paid her fine, and she's dealing with her infraction on that end. I'm trying to get us back on the fact that we have a license holder who was notified by the city to be somewhere, knew he was supposed to be there, and chose not to be there. And again, we can talk about the clerk all day long. I think the focus needs to be on the actions of being notified legally to be here for a court proceeding in the city of Cartersville, and whatever else was going on that day, the choice was made that this was not a priority to be here, that there was somewhere else that was more important to be here than here to face the charges.
So that was a priority, it's just a mistake. It was a big priority.
Mr. Fox, to answer your earlier question, I don't know anything about his particular system, but we have had other individuals come before the Alcohol Control Board and state that they have installed systems that cannot be overridden. Whether his is capable of that, I don't know. And if there are no other questions by any of the board members, sir, you have the right to make any closing remarks you want. Then I will make a brief statement reminding the board of what your decision-making powers are today, and then I will turn it over to y'all for deliberation. Sir, do you have any further remarks?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I'll make sure that won't happen again. Sorry for that.
Thank you. When I told y'all of your powers at the beginning of this meeting, I did leave one off, which is why I wanted to reiterate them. You have the right to, one, remand the matter back to the Alcohol Control Board for their consideration if you wish to. Then basically everything else I previously said is what y'all can do. You can modify the decision, you can uphold the decision, you can overturn the decision, or you can provide increased penalties. The only really increased penalties you could provide in this case would be involved with either a time limit of suspension of the license or a revocation of the license. The fines that were imposed by the Alcohol Control Board were the maximum that were allowed. With that, I'll turn it over to the mayor so he can have y'all consider this item. If y'all have any other questions, feel free to ask me why y'all consider it.
Council, alcohol is one of the things we've talked about ad nauseum for years for different things, and we've continued to try to make it easier for shop owners. It is a privileged license, and with that comes a great deal of responsibility. And I can certainly empathize with somebody who has a business who trusts that transaction with an employee that may not be on par that day, or for whatever reason chooses to do something that hurts the business. And that person, as I mentioned before, is dealt with. It is a privilege to have this license. I continue to be disappointed in the fact that when we do have these sting operations, to me it is not a very difficult bar to get over, that you check an ID and that you make sure that you're not serving to people that aren't supposed to be being served. And again, not just this case before us, but even the ones that plead NOLO and pay their fines and whatnot, it's disappointing that we have an inordinate number of people that are violators. As I mentioned, having that license is a privilege, and my opinion is the gentleman before us tonight had legal notice. The city did what they were supposed to do. Our police department did what they were supposed to do. We had officers spend time to be here for that case, and there was, again, I think in the past the city has been very respectful to people who have that can't make it. We've rescheduled alcohol control board meetings. There was no communication after the legal notice, and essentially just decided that either this didn't apply or it wasn't important enough. My recommendation for you to consider, and feel free to make other ones, this is a discussion and not a mandate, but in addition to what the Alcohol Control Board did, I would like the license to be revoked until December.
Mayor, just a point of clarification. By December, do you mean just revoke for the remainder of the calendar year?
For the remainder of the calendar year.
Okay.
They could reapply next year, and he'll have to go before the board, and they can either approve it or deny it then.
Mr. Mayor, that's going to be...
I think my recommendation would be to uphold the alcohol control board. board's decision at this point. That would be what I would see fitting.
Well, there's 7 of us up here. Y'all do whatever you feel.
Just, I was asking you earlier, just to confirm, he has a total of $2,000 fine and 6
years of probation. And what being on probation basically means in the city is that if you have a violation during that probation period, and it does follow the location, not just the license holder, it basically means that for a second violation, you are going to get a suspension. If there's a third violation while you are on that probation period, your license will be revoked.
How long is a suspension typically for?
The board has imposed suspensions in the past anywhere from 10 to 90 days. The recommended in the ordinance suspension for a first violation, for a second violation is 30 days. Is a 30-day suspension.
So is this technically a first or a second?
This is considered a first violation. The history is he has had a previous violation, but it was not during a probationary period, which triggers the tiered approach for penalties.
And it was a different property.
But at a different location. But as I always tell the Alcohol Control Board, these are just guidelines that are in the ordinance. On every single hearing, you have the right to revoke, suspend, or suspend for whatever time period you want, or to impose no penalties whatsoever. It's up to you after you hear the facts what you want to do.
I think for the whole year, I think that's a little harsh myself, but I could see as a suspension for 30 days. I mean, because he was disrespectful to not showing up for his court date.
If there's no further discussion, then it'd be appropriate for the mayor to call for a motion, unless y'all do have further discussion.
So the revocation though comes at the revocation can come at a third.
Revocation can come on a first violation.
Okay.
The recommended is if you're on probation, and our probation standard period is 3 years. If you're on probation and you have a third offense while you are on probation, then your license is revoked. That is the recommended. But you and the Alcohol Control Board has the power, if you wish, to revoke a license on a first or a second offense. It just depends on the circumstances. When we adopted the ordinance, the Alcohol Control Board wanted to have some recommended guidelines from council to go by. And this is what council decided, I don't know, 20 years ago, or maybe even longer than that.
Well, I tend to agree with the mayor on something I said at Visioning. You know, we try to make a, you know, for lack of better terms, alcohol-friendly environment in our downtown, and then when people are violating, like I tell my Alcohol Control Board appointee, I mean, we give you all the opportunities in the world to be able to do it, and then when you violate it, I think you should get the penalties that we have. This makes me think that we should have something in there when people are applying for license. They understand if you don't show up, or at least let us know that you're not coming, then you know this is a separate tier of penalty. I don't know that we have any precedents. Have we ever?
We don't set precedent as a local government.
Well, to be honest, we've never had someone not show up for a hearing and file an appeal.
Okay. I mean, I'm somewhere in between, right? I mean, I definitely think 6 years probation is for sure. I think the $2,000 penalty is for sure. Taking their license away for 30, 60, 90 days, I could support that.
Pick a number.
90 days is what I would think.
Councilman Cooley?
I agree.
Okay.
I'd go with
Is there any more discussion? All right, Chair will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to uphold the $2,000 penalty, the 6 years probation, and revoking the license for
Suspending.
suspending, so he doesn't have to reapply.
Yes.
Yes, okay. 90 days.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Sir, if you would, approach the podium. Basically, what the procedure is after this is that you will receive a copy of the order from the mayor and council. That will be delivered to your establishment tomorrow, and also per the ordinance, a copy will be sent certified mail. In that order, it will inform you that effective as of Monday, your 90-day suspension will start. The reason why I'm going to make it effective as of Monday is that under Georgia law, once your license is suspended, you're not allowed to store alcohol on your premises. So you have to contact your distributors, and there's a process they go through to remove that. You know, you're allowed to continue to make sales until Monday morning at 8 a.m. That is when your suspension will start. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And Stacy, did you get all that to draw up that order for me? Because I'll probably forget it tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you. Is there any other business that needs to come before council this evening?
She was here in case the video had.
Seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.